Voice. There you go. What's up, Raza? How's everybody doing on this Firme Tuesday? The 7th, I believe, right? No, 7th?
Yes, sir. It's 7th. The 8th.
The 8th, homie.
Yeah, Tuesday the 8th,
The
man.
8th, homie. What's up, Raza? Saludos to everybody on Facebook, on YouTube. What's up, man? We're out here in the YouTube yarda, ready to gangbang on these fools. Talk about vatos. Talk about Trumps. Talk about politics. Talk about deportations.
Golly.
Talking about EBT and no good no more. Talking about comadres. There was an incident this weekend.
Yeah, I heard about that.
There was an incident right there, and wow. But we're gonna get all into it. Hey, saludos to everybody. Big shout outs to all you guys. Dispensa's Rose couldn't be here again. She's Malia's under the weather. Her throat is all stripped up, and she's all like so let's keep her in prayer, and she'll be here next week for sure, man. But anyways, it's Tuesday, dog. What's up, Alfred?
It's rock and rolling, man. Tuesday, bro. Another week. We just celebrated 4th of July. I noticed a lot of people did not celebrate 4th of July, and there's a lot of people that did. So for those, and you know what, I think to tell you the truth, man, a lot of people will get upset about this because it's true. Why are we going to celebrate, a nation that's doing all these things, right? All the ruckus that we're starting to see, right? And I'm hearing it from both sides. So I get to see the side that says, no, we shouldn't allow, this country, or we shouldn't celebrate this country. But at the end of the day, I'm always thinking, a lot of the, a lot of us, we can't stop ICE. We can't, not even mayors, this is all a federal agency, and it sucks. It sucks. I wish that, again, we can, leaders can come together like that one, VP mayor, whatever, and really just start educating, the community, and really just say, hey, the do's and the don'ts, but at the end, let's come in agreement. Let's shoot for the stars where we educate the community, and really, going out there and doing all these things. Of course, it works, but in the same sense, they can't do anything. You know what I mean? They can't do anything, or we can't do anything. I could be wrong, man. YouTube could tell me. You guys on Facebook can tell us if I'm wrong, but please let us know. Give us your feedback.
Man, we straight jumped on it, huh?
Yeah. I was actually just saying because, I was hearing a lot of people, I get messages, tons of messages from people and saying, hey, it's not right. It's not fair. And I go, yeah, I know, but
I think, this is my point of view. We're going through a rough part right now. It's going to get harder.
You said it.
The individual that's running the border agency.
Tom Holman.
No, not him. The other one that's running for Southern California.
Got you.
He said, get used to us. We're going to be here. Told, what's her name, Bass?
Mayor Bass. Correct.
Mayor Bass that get used to it. We're going to be here. We don't work for you. We work for the federal agency, We're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Every day I read and what's taking place, and a lot of people don't want to hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be blunt and straight out. As much as you don't want to hear it, it's going to come up. As much as you want to put it to the side, more racism is going to come out of it. All the comments, they got memorabilia now for Alligator Alcatraz.
Mm-hmm.
People are taking pictures. They're all of them are stating, get them out, get them out, get them out. Look, we understand the deportation part. But if you ask me, this is my opinion. I've said it, and it's been coming through. They going after the criminals, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was a lie. Now they're hitting the regular individuals. The next ones are going to be the Haitians, uh, the Cubanos, everybody that had a pass from their country. All right. That's next. Then it's going to be the naturalized citizens with felonies, with crimes, convictions. Those are third. Fourth are going to be the naturalized citizens. Fifth is going to be the ex convicts that are born here, anchor babies. If it goes into that route, the way that it's looking, that's so far, that's what it's looking like, you know? Not here to scare anybody, but they done it twice within 100 years. And you got to understand that if they done it twice, they'll do sure go ahead and do it the third time, you know? I don't I think it sucks. I think it's gacho, but a mass deportation is what he was shooting for. Now, we know that a lot of politicians, a lot of people that are running for presidency will make broken promise. And everybody took it as a nonchalant. Some people said, no, that's a mass deportation, mass deportation. But a lot of times you got to understand that he's already been in place. He didn't do it the first time. Now he's doing it the second time for vengeance, the way that he's looking at things. It sucks because automatically we have a target. What's the target? The brown skin. And it's funny how a lot of raza, a lot of Latinos, a lot of gente, a lot of Chicanos, Tejanos are down with what's taking place. You don't believe me? 40%, 30 to 40% of these ICE agents or um, bounty hunters, ICE agents, they're raza. You could see them. And it sucks because they're automatically sending our gente back, getting gaffled up. To me, I think they're a sellout, you know? Oh, well, I need the money. Well, become a hura. Go become a law enforcement. Go back to the Marines or whatever you want to do. But to carry on these kind of jales, this kind of sucks, you know? Because our own people are doing the jales, snatching them up. The last name Gonzalez, the last name Herrera, the last name Rodriguez, you know? And it sucks to see this. Are they gonna do it? Well, the cash out the big bill just passed. The big, beautiful bill just passed. Do you know how much feria they invested in this army? The biggest in the world, ever in history, within our own selves. It don't make sense how you could build up an army like that just within ourselves. It's not towards the world, it's to ourselves. And to get everybody out of here, you know? The racism is horrible. If you guys could see it, tune in. I'm tuning in every day, every 30, 40 minutes, checking up what's coming up, what's going down, what's coming through, what laws are holding, what laws are passing, what judges are holding what. And it seems to me that these judges are either scared of this gabacho or they've been threatened. One of those two, because it's too obvious to swing over to them votes, you know? Racism at its finest. They're coming out saying all kinds of stuff through the internet. More filming has been coming out. Prejudice towards our brown skin, and automatically explain to us and tell us with comments of go back, do it the legal way. You know, I don't want to get crucial onto the legal way, but it's hard. It takes years, you know? If you can't roll with it, then I understand. Your family had to do what they had to do. I don't think that it's right to pick and choose who gets to come over here when, and indeed, to begin with, that was our land. This was our land. Oh, but you sold it, but you this, but you that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. At the end of the day, when it comes down to politicians and money, all they care about is money. You know, they sold out the land, they conquered the land, they sold out the land, they flipped it back, they disregard the contract that was given to them. You know, now here's the other part that I don't understand. How is it that you could make deals on a brown land? What do you mean a brown land? It was brown and it was red. The Indians, los indios, the natives, all their tribes, what they had to go through. With us, with the Spaniards, what we had to go through. You know, we finally had to break loose. We finally had to shake them off, you know. We were under them for many years. It was hard. And we didn't believe in slavery no more, you know. Soon as you crossed over from Texas, you were a free man, you know. But they don't want to sit down and study or give us the history of what they've done to our people, you know. The executions, the killings, the experimental parts, the spray of the cyanide, all these things that we could go on and on and on and on. And for what? People don't really care. It sucks because as you could see people getting gaffled up, some other raza will sit there and push them like, yeah, he should have done it the right way. He should have done this. He should have done that. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. But who are you to determine who could come and who can't come here, homie? You know? Oh, well, I was born here. Oh, well, I was this. Well, I was that. Literally, Holmes, what's taking place is gacho. I do know that the vato that's controlling the immigration, the vato Tom, he says, don't call my people Nazis, you know? Don't call them that, you know? That's not, well, if the shoe fits, homie, you know? If the shoe fits, you're kidnapping people, you know? You're coming with AR-15s, you know? You're going to the Parque, MacArthur Park, all with tanks and everything, militia style. What else is there to think about this, homie? For the safety of us. You know, it's sad because the individuals that are out there and just trying to work and, you know, make ends meet, they ain't no threat. Pancho's no freaking threat. He ain't a threat, homie. If he's out there selling flowers, he ain't no damn threat to us, homie. In the other case, of course, when we were active, we were gang members, we were a threat. We were out there causing chaos and mayhem, you know? But you, as me, as an ex-convict, knows a threat when he sees one, and that's not one. Automatically, they got a camera. They'll film you what you're doing. Automatically, they'll read you who you are, you know? Right when they put the camera on you and identify you, who you are, who's illegal, what's your status, are you ex-convict, automatically reads everything out. I hope they read my stuff out, and here's my discard charge, homie. You know? If they would ever try to run up on me, you know? Every day I'm alert. Every day I'm trucha. Every day. And I'm not scared of the gabacho, homie. Mando Commando, I'm not scared of the gabacho coming to me and asking me where was I born at, homie. I'm not scared of that, homie. I'm scared of the sellout, the raza that has wrapped up in his face, and you know what? Because he's a conniving weasel, homie. He will sell his people for 1,000 bolas, dog, just so he could feed his family. But little does he know, which he should know, that somebody along his line had to do the same thing what those gente are doing, selling flowers, selling this, and they had to cross the border. See, that vato sells himself short. He cuts himself short, homie. He sells himself out, homie. You know, eres un vendido. Now, you could go back and say, oh, well, we voted for this, you voted for that. You're always going to vote for a white man, whether he was Republican or he was Democrat. The only time we had to vote for a black man was Obama. Other than that, they're white. They're gabachos. So it doesn't matter who you voted for. It's what we're dealing with now. Now, if he was able to flip this whole thing around, most likely he must have rigged something, you know? He must have convinced some gente and flipped everything around and, you know, the broken promises. And then next thing you know, he's in command. The one I'm really afraid of would be the one with the raza with the mask on. That's what I would be afraid of. Because ese vato sí es un vendido. He'll throw you under the bus, homie, for a few change, homie. For a few bucks. You know? Go home, go talk to the familia, and his last name is Rodriguez. Oh, firme, go and join this pisto. Okay. All his friends are gavachos. They live in the suburbs. They live all firme, thinking he's white. Thinking he's giving a helping hand, homie. Oh, well, this is my country. This is my... Without a doubt, this is your country, homie. But know what's taking place, Holmes. Your gente are getting deported. You're gaffling up your own gente, your own brown skin, homie. And you're turning them in, dog. You know, that's the vato I would keep my eye on. Not the gavacho, because the gavacho already know what he's going to do. You know? He's already going to target me. Why is he going to target me? Because I'm brown. That's my skin color. He's going to target me. That's his focus. That's his MO, like his radar in his mind. But the raza's going to try to just tackle you down. He's a little tortita, little chunky like me. You can see them. They ain't even in shape. You could tell they just signed up for this freaking holiday because they're trying to make the feria. And they will sell their own kind, dog. Are you listening, Alfred?
100%, bro. No,
Bro.
I'm one of the things that
Dispensa, dog.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
going to let you talk right now, Alfred.
Go for it.
Listen to that real good. He sold his own kind. You know what name goes to them type of people? Alfred?
Yep.
They're called Malinchis.
Malinchis.
The same woman that betrayed the Aztecs with the Spaniards, dog.
Mm-hmm.
A Malinchi. That's what they are. A Malinchi, homie. They would turn their raza in for a few dollars, dog. And they never think, oh, I'm doing it for my country. I'm doing it. Eres una Malinchi, homie. You're a traitor, dog. And no ifs, ands, and about it, dog. You know, te vendistes for a few dollars, dog. Oh, well, I got my pension. That's firme, homie. Think all you want, dog. Oh, I did it for my country. Hey, somebody had to do it along the lines from your familia. What you're snatching up, Avato said, you must be proud to go tell your mom at the end of the day, hey, Mom, look what I did. Those are the vatos that I would keep my eye closer than the Spanish vato. Speaking if we were back in them days, a la Malinchi. That's what they are, homie. But anyways, if the shoe fits, wear it, homie. If the boot fits, wear that bad boy, homie. If you want to get a hold of me, Rockin Chicano, homie. If you feel offended, homes, Rockin Chicano. Go check me out, inbox me, whatever. We'll have a discussion. We'll have a talk, homie, you know? Oh, well, I need a job. Go work for the correctional officers, homie. Go do all that, dog. Go babysit the criminals, homie. Go become a hooter. Write somebody up, homie. Go write a freaking ticket. They're still going to get paid a little bit less than them, but hey, at least you ain't backstabbing them like that, homie. At least you ain't a Malinchi.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Alfred.
Well, I was gonna add, it puts everybody in a bad situation, right? Because it pins people against their own, right? And you hit it right in the nail. You said, the people that the politicians, they're up there. They have breakfast together, they have dinner together. You know what I mean? And the people that are doing the dirty work is what? It's people our own. It reminds me in the Bible. It talks about. It reminds me of old style in the Bibles, right? When you had the Israelites, the Jews, right? They had their own tax collecting, and doing the same thing, throwing people under the bus, right? And so it reminds me of that. But I think overall, man, it's a bad situation. I am looking at. I always, every time I look at things like this, I'm always looking at both sides, because the truth of the matter is our people are being used for this. Our own people are getting affected by this. And overall, I think it all comes down again. It all pinpoints to the flood of who do we choose to be up in our in our politicians, right?
Yeah.
For California, you guys know that it's hard. It's hard when you have people. It's hard when you're pinned against the jurisdictions of the mayors and all these people against the federal government. It's tough. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm with you. I think for the most part, it's a bad situation for everybody. Not only the people that are getting incarcerated, getting sent to these islands, right? Alcatraz.
Nah, homie, don't even worry about that.
Right?
Worry about South Sudan. They just shipped out 8 people.
Golly.
And they're like, oh, they're the worst criminals, this and that, and they're chesters, this and that. And like, well, they could tell me all that, but where's the proof? I want to see the conviction. I want, like, if we were in prison, where's paperwork, homie? Show me paperwork. There was one Cuban, one Vietnamese, one Laos, I believe, one from South Sudan, one Mexicano, and 3 other ones I can't remember right off the top, but them individuals got sent. Oh, in the Philippines, I think they got sent out to South Sudan. Do you guys know South Sudan prison? You guys have studied it? That whole country, there's 50 countries in Africa. That's one of the worst. That is the worst country in Africa.
Golly.
It even broke down in the Civil War. They'll handcuff you in prison on your foot, on your hand, and you stay locked up 24 hours a day forever on your own urine. There is no restroom for you. There is no food. They just feed you scraps. Most likely they're going to torment these people or kill them, So those people are the ones supposedly the countries didn't want, and they're going to ship them out. Why did they do that? To put fear in people, They put fear into gente so you could think twice of trying to even come over here. Another one is the Alcatraz, of course, like we were speaking, about the alligators and all that stuff, It's hard to think that somebody, Christians, gabachos, because you got to understand, and I want you to understand this. When they conquered Mexico, when they came in to Mexico, okay? When they came into Aztlan, when the boats came in, they came in the name of Jesus. And they massacred everybody, When they came into the Americas up in by New York and all that, the Mayflower and all that, they came in the name of Jesus. They used that as a backbone. Now that religion has been stuck on us. That has been burned on us. That has been brought upon us through sacrifice, through hell and back and torment, murder, rape, everything that you could think of. That name and that religion was brought upon us like that. It was given to us. It was forced on us. We understand now when we get to sit back and really analyze and really study the Bible and study the Word, that the God that they spoke of, the name that they proclaimed, had nothing to do with what was coming out of their heart and their mouth from the real God that we know now. I want you to understand there's a difference. For they proclaim out of their mouth, but their heart was way away from the Lord. We understand now. We understand about the God that they explained to us. Because we couldn't read it. We couldn't understand it. We had 106 gods. But we knew that there was a God out there. We knew that we had to please. We knew we had to sacrifice. So how is it that they're able to come and conquer us in the name of Jesus and massacre everybody? If you ask me, that's the way the Lord wanted. That's the way it went. Oh, what do you mean, Anthony? Well, when we were sacrificing to the gods and the stones and the flower god Xochitl, the corn god Coyochalki, and all these, when you get to analyze all these gods, they were demonic. What do you mean, bro? They were demonic. They were demonic. Somewhere along the line, they knew that cutting of the foreskin, shedding the blood on the scents, on the fire, would please the God. And they had a priest. They had a table. They had a priest. They had a sacrifice. Wait a minute. Pump the brakes. Isn't that where we get it from? The Jews? Israel? The covenant? What's that called? Alfred? La tarpa? The cloth? What is it called? When it was behind the ark?
You're talking about the tarp, the what's it called?
The veil.
The veil. Yeah, veil.
All that. You're going to try to tell me that somebody didn't flip it? Somebody had to flip it. Somebody had to do that. But yet, sure enough, when this came, it was God's will. Oh, what do you mean, God? It was God's will, homie. But how sneaky is it? We're getting deep, Alfred. Can I go a little deeper?
Go for it, man. Go for it. People are waiting to hear this,
man. Can I go deeper?
Go for it.
I love this story. I'm going to tell you why I love this story. Que mensos somos. What do you mean mensos? Yeah, dog. So here we are. We're sacrificing. These people are coming in the name of Jesus, right? These people are coming in the name of Jesucristo, right? Supposedly. They wiped us out. They raped the women. They do all this papaya and, and we got to build a temple for the Virgin Mary. Wait a minute. How is it that, wait, that don't make sense? Like, yeah. Well, we got to make a temple. So they make the temple. They start investigating how to make the temple. And they're like, well, we got to figure out where we're going to have it at. The story is that Juan Diego comes and with this cloth and drops down the cloth and the roses fall off and the Virgin Mary appears. That's where she wants the temple. How sneaky and conniving the devil is. After he has done all this, he's going to fool the people. You ain't going to get away that fast. The main church is going to be in Mexico. What do you mean? Yeah, you're still going to worship an idol. And there goes Jesus. Oh, no, well, she's the mediator. Nah, you didn't get it. It flew over your head. So now, fast forward. Now we see all this. Now in the name of Jesus that they come up, I look back. I sit and I watch what's taking place now in the United States, homie. The same Christian that they claim that they have, that they're bringing, that they proclaim to have, is nowhere near what God is really about. Nowhere near, homie. Where's the humble heart? Where's the gentle as a dove? Where's the love that you have to have for your fellow brothers and sisters? Yet the gabacho, the white man, the European, brought that upon us. And their practice is far from what they show. And that's what's sad. We're in this country where we proclaim to be Christians. We want to get the Muslims out. You can see the president's already going toe-to-toe with the mayor of New York, and he's going to ban that, and the rule's going to come out harder, where they're going to go against Muslims. Oh, but the Muslim this, but the Muslim that. But yet the Christian is doing worse things than the Muslim. And we're supposed to be a land of the free, home of the brave. May God bless America. How is it going to bless America when it's tearing families apart? When they're judging. criticizing, pointing, making charges, making allegations against individuals, breaking familias and sending them out, homie. Where's your God? Is that the God? Because the God that I know, the God that you brought, when I studied it and I broke everything down, that's not Jesus. That's not Jesus. That's not the God they brought. Because if they knew the God that they brought and they understood him, they would be ashamed of what they're doing. Because the God that I know, that I've studied, and I went to college and studied it, he's a loving, merciful God. And vengeance are in his hands. Not the hands of the white man, not the hands of the Malinche. In his hands. Funny how all these things are breaking loose and everything. And the flood just happened in Texas. Is it the country? Is it in the state where everything started with the Mexicans and the free of the slaves and the war broke off and everything in Texas? How funny. And yet people got swept away. And the God that I know makes you wonder, makes you think, is vengeance in your hand? Are you making a statement, Lord? Are you really representing something here? Are you trying to tell us something? Why was it a flood? Why couldn't it have been a tornado? Is it a flood because we could relate how you start wiping out the people from this world? That's what your word said. That you regretted making mankind. And why was it in Texas? Where everything started. With the white and the brown. See, when you get to study the real Jesus, homie, blows your mind. Makes you understand, even you're imperfect. And every day you must get on your knees and say, hey, God, forgive me for the wrong that I've done. Dispensa, I'm imperfect. But look, don't let the vengeance come down on me like that. I have anger. I have bitterness. I've even had bloodshed. But have mercy upon me. Don't let your vengeance come down. Don't separate my family. Prepare my mind as a soldier. Let me be like Joshua, prepared and ready for whatever comes my way. Don't let me get caught slipping. Because the God, the Jesus that they brought, that the white man brought, they have no clue who he is. All they know how to do is the cross, and God bless you. The real Jesus didn't speak like that. He didn't carry himself like that. He had mercy, understanding. Oh, Anthony, but what about it? It says if you're a slave and you're a slave, and what kind of a religion would that be if that caught the attention? Is it just to submit the people under the white man's law? I'd rather submit and be a slave than to spend my whole life in hell. Let them have the world. I'll have the afterlife. I'll have the riches. So if it is for me to be a slave, then I have to fall into the slave category. Like that king, build up barns and build this up, and all we dying. The Lord said, you fool. For your soul is required. What is it to gain the whole world and lose your soul? See, we got to understand what's taking place. Excuse me. You got to realize that, hey, everything's going to be okay. Long as you believe, long as you understand how God works, homie, you'll be okay. You're going to go through some trials and tribulations. But don't think for once, homie. Don't think for 1 minute, 1 second. He's not paying attention what's taking place on the country that proclaims about his faith, about his love, about his name. Not for 1 second, homie. He's watching. He's looking. He says, vengeance are his. I'm in my 50s, and my mom used to warn me about these stories. She used to tell me, guard your heart. Porque el gabacho es así. Mijo, pon atención. And those stories never left my ears, my mind, my heart, and my spirit. I'm in my 50s, and her words came to pass. May she rest in peace. She died young. She was rebellious. She wanted to live her life. Don't let nobody tell her what to do. See, I was like that. I fell into those categories. But hey, when you get to understand that vato upstairs, he forgives, homie. Now, when all these things take place and anger wants to take and sit into my heart and bitterness and rebel and cause chaos, I think about the Jesus that they brought into this country. How would he want me to react or carry myself? To be rebellious? To be disrespectful? To participate in chaos? See, a lot of things run through my mind. But hey, he corrects me at night. Have faith. Have faith. Have faith. And that's what I live by, faith. I have to live by faith. I have nothing else. Rockin Chicano will come and go. My business will be wiped out. Just like those taqueros, wiped out. Expensive. But he will live forever. And all I got is just faith. My finances are irrelevant. It don't matter. Whether they deport us, all 65 million of us, or they don't, hey, you gotta have faith. It's his will. But then I sit down and I start asking him questions. If that's the case, Lord, then what is it that you want me to do? Do you want me to carry on into Mexico? I don't want to go on into these institutions no more. I don't want to be institutionalized no more because I'm an American citizen and they'll put me away. Their excuse will be he's not accepted in Mexico because he was born here. You're an ex-criminal. You're an ex-convict. Don't put me in an institution. That's all I ask. If you send me to another country, then I'll pick up where I left off at. But give me the strength and the courage to understand what's going to be taking place. If you strip everything from me, it's okay. I know the formula. I've been broke almost my whole life. And if I got to enjoy this time that you gave me in United States, as the Malinche were to handcuff me or my familia, or if the gabacho were to handcuff me, I will look up to you. And tell you thank you for letting me spend this time in this country that the white man proclaimed in the name of Jesus. Thank you. And respectfully, humbly, I will leave. That's how he wants us to go. Trust me, I've had this conversation with him over and over and over. Praying, fighting, walking, 1 a.m, 2 a.m. And he explained that to me about the Jesus that they brought. Wow.
Wow, man. That's deep, bro. But you know what, Anthony, bro?
Did he talk? Alfred?
Yes, sir.
Did he talk?
Who?
The Lord.
Yeah, he did.
Did he talk to me, homie?
Sure did.
I've been having some fights with him, homie. Wow.
You know, as I'm listening, talking about this, man, this is just real conversation, man. This is a man here that's having a discussion from his heart. You know, he's speaking what he's feeling in his heart, and you know, and what he's saying is things of what he's feeling and this emotion, things that he's seen, observing our streets. You know, we started early, right? We jump right in it. we jump right in it because it's something that's it's happening, not just only that what we're seeing in MacArthur Park, but it's happening everywhere. And I think everybody here, all of us, you know, that are second or third generation immigrants, right? Meaning like, you know, your parents came here illegally. Like, for example, me, right? Naturalized myself, became a citizen, right? We're torn. We're torn with this whole situation. The way this whole thing is being played out it's something that, you know, a lot of people will say, hey, well, you know, we voted for this, right? You voted for this. But in a sense, you know, there's always a humanity, right? There's always the aspect of being human. And yeah, a lot of people, I hear this all the time, man. A lot of people say, hey, well, they're here illegally. They broke the law. And after 30 years, right? But yeah, you know, there's got to be a way. There's got to be a way to do it right, where we don't lose out from, you know, humanity, right? Being humans. If we end up dulling ourselves to the humanity aspect of it, I feel that this could potentially take a turn and lead people to the wrong emotions, right? As what we're seeing, because the truth of the matter is something that we are seeing, and it's happening, you know, everywhere, you know? And so, yeah, I feel it, man. Hearing you and hearing you cry about it, man, it's just, you know, it's you speaking from the heart, man. And thank you, because, you know, you're showing us that you're a man, you know what I mean? That he bleeds, like he cries, you know, like he has emotions, you know what I mean? And so it just teaches us that, you know, the humanity of you, man. So thank you for sharing that, man. I really do appreciate you.
It's it's a trip, Alfred, because I've been fighting with God all this time of what was taking place. You know, I've been going back and forth, you know, and He just put it in my heart. You know, what they proclaim, what they say. No, you know who I am, you know, and you've done wrong, and you've done, like, back and forth, you know. But do you have faith? You know, like, yeah, you know, this is who I am. This is who I proclaim, and this is what I've done, and this is what I'm going to do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, you know, I get a little, not nervous, homie, but I get a little stressed out. What's taking place, the business, the gente, our people, our neighbors, everything. Hey, 1 minute to another, he could have the whole army going door to door, Gestapo style, and it's sad, you know. And I fall into that category because, excuse me, um, I'm an ex-convict, homie, but I'm born here, But knowing him, if he could flip this and bypass the 14th Amendment and vale papa todo, I'm not scared whatsoever. I'm not scared, homie. I'm ready. I'm prepared, But the conversations that I had with the Lord, like, hey, show me what's up, this is going to be taking place or what? Hey, prepare me,
Yeah.
They start breaking everything down to me in the middle of the night. Just breaking everything down, everything, about my people, what we've been through, what this, what that, and, and the slaves and this and that and history and, and like, now it's 3 times, This is the 3rd time within 100 years. How are you going to do that to our people? How are they going to do that to our people? They start breaking down Texas, the water, where it started. Like, wow, what?
Mm-hmm.
But why water? Why can't it be a hurricane? I made an example out of the water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, and like, man, it's like these things, when you sit down and you start analyzing and you start reading, you get to understand, I came to the conclusion to thank him. Thank him. If it's my turn to go from here, hey, thank you. Gracias. You gave me the opportunity, gave me the shot. Hey, that's firme. I accept it. Some people have no chance to accept, but just to get deported, Oh, it won't get like that, Anthony. Well, my brother, that bill that just passed with all those billions and all those new facilities that they built, it's a business now. It's become to be a business now. They're going to make money. They're going to charge individuals 1,000 bolas a day. How are they going to do that? Backtrace it through the IRS. Oh, well, they don't. Okay, then, homie. By next year, you ain't going to be able to send out money to Mexico. They're going to be fining the banks 1,000 bolas for the transactions. You have to register your name, your social security number, and everything before you start doing transactions to the finances now. They want to keep everything here. It's getting harder and harder. More racist people are coming out, and it's getting harder for us. And, but it's okay. I'll be all right. We'll be all right, You got to have faith, right?
100%, man. Faith. And it's true. What you're saying is true. Some of these things is when it's leading out to, all these, it's a business, man. I think it is. It's becoming to be that. But yeah, man, thankfully, man, we do rely heavily on the Lord. Got our faith, everything, our peace is on him, man. And I pray for all these people that are currently going through that situation, man. It is tough, bro. I've been in that situation back in the 90s. It's hard when, you're out there in the streets, you're here, you came here for a better life. And now your better life is becoming a burden to others. And that's one of the things that sucks, that makes me think and wonder, our people are becoming a burden now to someone. And that right there is when it comes down to the humanity, right?
Yeah.
Where we must look look amongst each other, look at our hearts, guard our heart, and also look at, the humanity portion of it, right?
Yeah. It sucks, homie, I believe the way that I called it, it's been happening. I've notified the people that I've worked with before and I buy products from them. I've explained to them that, and this was about 1.5 years ago when I knew that Trump was going to come on board, like he's going to win, the easy, like everything that you really sit down and analyze, it was coming to pass, just like the regular immigration. Hey, It. I mean, I don't. I understand the part of the deportation. I'm not the one to boast because I'm raza or they gotta go. I get all that part, homie. Just the way it's going down, the way the structure. See, they're not like Bill Clinton, Bush, Obama. You know, no, these vatos are gung ho. These vatos don't care. These vatos gonna feed you to the alligators, and they're gonna laugh about it. When they said 65 million, they're talking about you, Raza. They're talking about your grandbabies. Oh, we're American. They don't look it at as you could already tell, homie. That should already automatically tell you they've bypassed the 14th Amendment. They've bypassed the Constitution. Do you know what that means? You're brown. You're brown. They don't care if you served in the Navy or you were a nurse there. It don't matter. If they could bypass the Constitution on me, what gives you laws and structures and everything, and there's steps for us to abide by, and they wipe that out. The Supreme Court and the federal courts are under him. He wipes all that out. You are a brown man, homie. I don't care how many Americans you want to claim that you are, your generations that been here. That doesn't matter no more. If they could bypass that, your claiming of you this don't matter though. It's done, you know? That's why we didn't celebrate 4th of July. We just chill, you know. We
relaxed.
Yeah, barbecued at the house. We had our hot dogs and I think carne asada. We just kicked it and the neighbors, and that was it. We just chilled, you know. We stayed away from the issues of what's taking place and whatnot, you know. Then there was drama with my family, you know. There was drama and like I like, oh my God, I don't want to go through that stuff, you know. And, you know, it was through my sister's family and all that. And it was like back in the old days, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't deal with that, homie. I'm like, you know, this ain't the place nor the time. And, you know, I don't want to go through all that madness, homie, you know. Eventually I ended up catching my brother-in-law, talk to him, and that was it, you know. I'm the type to try to bring peace and understanding. And if you need the help, I'm going to uplift you. You know, I'm going to uplift you. I'm not there to take you out of party. I'm not there to bring ruckus. I'm not there to shake your foundation. I'm not there to go throw stones in your families. I'm not there for that. If I could help you, if I could guide you, if I could assist you in anything, hey, let's make it a pact where I could do it and you could do it. And then next thing you know, you're doing it on your own. You know, you're moving on. You're doing your own thing, you know. But if not, then what's the use of me even trying?
Right.
What's the use of me even trying to deal with it or fight with the familia? Oh, well, you know this and you know that, and go through the ups and downs. It's not worth it. You know, there's too much drama. You know, that person, I'm not going to mention no names, but that person said, oh, you love drama. You love drama. No, I don't love drama. I hate drama. That's the reason why I seclude myself. When I come here on social media and all that, I have to do it because if this is my ministry, then I got to do it, homie. Do you really think that I want to come here every time to the studio and all that? Man, I want to chill. I worked all day. But if it could get out a message and it could touch somebody's life, hey, then that's feed, man. See, I'm not about the drama. People that create drama and ruckus and stir things up is because their life is miserable. And that's what I told that person. You're only like that because your life is miserable. you know? And that person tried to tell me something in return, which I'm not going to mention here, but they would bring an individual up. Why would you do that if that person is resting in peace? It's like they can't let certain things go. People like that in your life, you got to cut them loose. When they ask you, do you have a couple of minutes? No, not even a couple of seconds. A rato, vato, and bounce. Don't stick around. Let them be. Because whatever they got to proclaim, whatever they got to explain, is just foul and cancer. See, you're at your peace. You're at your mojo. You're at your lane. You're at your own jale. You're at your own viaje. You're at your own, homie. You don't need help from nobody else. You don't need input from somebody that doesn't have their life in order. It's like building a house. Oh, you should build it like this. You should build it like that. Alfred, you should build your house like this. Never for once have they ever picked up a freaking nail and a hammer. Never even went down there and looked at blueprints. Don't even know the measurements of blueprints, but they want you to how to build a house. Oh, it's because I seen it down the street. My neighbor has. But little do they know that the code enforcement from that city into this city are two different things. You can't have it like that. But they want to give their input. People like that, bounce, homie. Bounce. They'll proclaim all this and tell you, oh, you know what? You're just a hater. You're just this. Call me what you want. I'm not here to please you. I'm not here to explain to you. I'm not here to show you. For the time that I have is precious. And I can't throw my pearls among swines. I can't do that. I can't waste my energy. You drain me. When people drain you, you must cut them loose, homie. In a heartbeat. Cut them loose, homie. It's like a cancer, and then it grows. If I'm doing okay, if I got bills to pay, if I got this, and I got all this going on, and I got my kids, I got to take care of it, and I got a future there for them, and I got to build this and do all that, then who are you to come and tell me what to do and what not to do? Toma, güey. Cuéntate. There's the road right there. Because I know that road. It's a hard, lonely, evil road. I don't want to go through that road no more. I dropped that road years ago. It's like saying, I'm going to go back to gangbanging. I'll go back to my barrio. Why would I pick up my barrio again? Why would I do that? It's hard. It's heavy. It's lonely. I'm okay in my lonesome self. I'm going to keep on going. People like that, I don't have time. You have a couple minutes? No, I don't have a couple of seconds. I'm sorry. Especially coming up to you under the influence and you could smell it. Whoa. No. Thank you. I'm okay. This ain't the place nor the time when there's family there. No, I'm okay. I don't have time. See, so many times now that I'm sober, now that I get to understand, now that I get to live, now that that I have sacrificed and I've done all this, I understand what it is to have a conversation under the influence and sober. See, when you're under the influence, it's the alcohol speaking. Te crecen los tanates yay big. Little hairs on your chest pop out. Your makeup gets darker. Your eyeliner comes out more this way. The hairspray's more aquanet in there. You get loco, loca. You get crazier. No need for that. But when you're sober, I could see your wrinkles. I could see the wrinkles on your forehead. You've been through some stuff, man. You know, what's up, man? Speak your heart, speak your mind. Vámonos, hablar. And I'll have much more respect and understanding for you to come and approach me on a good conversation. If you want to correct me, don't correct me under the influence, because that don't work. What do you mean it don't work? You listen to me. No, that's your stupidity talking, homie. Not your intelligence. See, it's so easy to scare people, but teach them wisdom. See how far they go. Explain to them, talk to them, give them knowledge. Correct them in the right way, homie. Acepta a chequeada. I've been wrong. And they come and talk to me. Hey, okay, then feed me. Hey, thing, I shake their hand. You know? Feed me. It is what it is. I'm not there to prove anything. That's feed me. He said that I was wrong, and that's feed me. I didn't see it that way. But see, I have respect for the individual because he'll come to me sober-minded, and he'll come and tell me what he has an issue with, the conversations that took place or what not, or what took place or what not. But I got to give him that. Why? Because he came to me sober. He came to me like a man. He came to explain to me. I still disagree on certain things. It's okay to agree to disagree. But you got to give him his, because he came at you sober. He came at you with respect. He wasn't loud. He wasn't disrespectful. He came and talked to you. Give him his props. Let that man walk away with his peace, homie. Because he still had the audacity to come over here and try to talk to you. See, I respect that. And you got to respect it. You might not agree with it, but you got to respect it. And give him his 10 feet. Whenever you see him, who, what, when, where, he's around, she's around, give him their 10 feet. That's feeding, man. That's okay. Not there to cause war. You're not there to cause a ruckus. You got to understand that everybody has a different personality. But when that personality is under the influence, that's the worst thing you could do. Try to go correct somebody. You know what that means, Alfred?
Mm-hmm.
Their log is right in their eye.
No.
And they try to take a little thing
That's
out
true.
of your eye.
That's true.
Big old log, homie. You know? True Raiders fan.
Yeah.
I am a Raiders fan. You know? But when you see them type of people, and I ain't got time for you. I'm sorry. I apologize. Why don't you call me up another day? You know what I mean? Let's sit down and talk like grown men. Well, I'm a man right now, you know, with a piece on his hand. Oh, come on, bro. I don't take people like that serious, Alfred.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You know why? Because I used to be like that.
Mm-hmm.
I thought my cajones were big. I had the pisto, I had the cuete. Hey, you know, man, shut up, fool. Now I look back, Alfred, like, damn, how stupid I was. I was dumb. What did I do that for? What an idiot, you know?
Well, you said it yourself. It wasn't you talking. It was the alcohol.
You've been paying attention, grasshopper.
It's true, man.
You've been paying attention, grasshopper.
Right? It is true,
It was
man.
the alcohol.
It's not them. It was the alcohol, man.
It was the alcohol, you know, which it was true, you know? But now I'm like, oh, feed me. And somebody tries to say something, or, you know, like, come and talk to me, homie. What is it, dog? What is it, homie? You know what I mean? Like, let's talk. Let's sit down, homie, you know? But you just got to avoid them type of people, dog. You ain't got time for them, homie. You can't have time for them. You got to cut them loose. So this weekend, you know what I mean? I had
Cut, yeah. Yeah,
make a left turn, you know?
quickly.
And I just had to respect everybody and like, okay, I got to do what I got to do. I'll do this and I'll do that, and that's it, homie. You know?
That's true.
As for my sister, I love her. You know? She's there. I'll be there for her.
She knows.
She knows. Oh, she knows. Hey, you know it's a trip, dog?
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear something trippy, Alfred?
Go for it.
When I got out of prison the first time, there was an incident that happened.
Mm.
And she called me into the house and everything, and she explained to me what happened. And she told me what happened. I can't mention I can't say what it was, but I stood there with vengeance in my hand, in my heart, in my spirit, in my mind, and she said, "Hug me. Tell me you love me, Tony." That's what she calls me. Tony, tell me you love me. Hug me, please. Never has she ever asked for a hug. Never has she asked for my comfort, my spirit, me, brother, her only brother. She never asked for that. And she asked for comfort, understanding. And you know what I did, Alfred?
Mm.
I stood there like a cold individual. Vengeance in my eyes, in my heart, in my spirit.
Mm.
I couldn't move. And she said, "Hug me, please, Tony. Por favor," and she was crying.
Mm.
I was fresh out of prison. What's that? I know the homie. Hey, what's up, homie?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, much love, homie. But the true love like that, an understanding of a brother and sister of what we've been through, and I had to be there for her, I didn't understand that.
Mm.
I had vengeance in my heart and my spirit. And in my eyes, I remember. I said, "I don't know what you're talking about. I don't understand it. But I will take care of it." And she cried even more. When it came down to it, she begged me. She said, "If you do that, then there'll be bloodshed in my hand. Please don't give me what you have. You've lived that life. I don't want to know what it is to have bloodshed in the hand. That'll be on me." I turned around and I told that individual some things. He froze. I had to really, really, really sit this one down, because my sister's crying. She's begging me. So I had to well, do I go do this, or I just back out because I know what I'm going to do? And I told that individual what waits for him in the vehicle. I did. He looked white, pale. I said, "Don't speak. You know, everything went downhill. I had to leave. I had to back out. I didn't understand my sister at that point. I just knew what I had to do, what I wanted to do. And after I get busted, come back out, I didn't go to her for about 6, 7, 8 months, I think.
Mm.
And I knocked in the door. She opened the door. She goes, "Hey, what's up?" She said, "You went to go get right, huh?" "Yeah." "You all right now, huh?" "Yeah." "I knew you were out. I had a feeling you were out. How do you feel now? Feel good. You gonna stay out now, huh? Like, yeah. She was shocked. She was surprised. She goes, that's the reason why you didn't come out to my house? I go, yeah. You're doing okay? Yeah. Got a job and all that? Yeah. Got a girlfriend too. What? Oh, that's good. Yeah. Coming along good. Chopped it up for about 15, 20 minutes. Alfred, I walked out of the house. And I went up to her right there in the porch. And I gave her that hug that she wanted years before. And I told her, I love you. And she says, oh, I know you do now. You know? I'll never forget that hug. Because it was for reals now. No more vengeance, no more anger, no more on living that lifestyle. I was good. So now, I look out for her as much as I can. You know? I told their family, pack up all her freaking stuff and I'll pick her up and take her to my house now. They were like, they got quiet. Sometimes you got to step up. Sometimes you got to put your foot down. Do what you got to do, you know? Especially because they're your loved ones.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I look out for them. But now I could tell my sister I love her and I mean it. Right? Was that crazy of that hug, that cold hug? Hug me, Oni, abrázame. Please tell me everything's going to be okay. Oh, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, everything's going to be okay.
But you know what? What you're saying is that, man, at that particular time, man, I could just picture yourself saying, I don't have anything. You know what I mean? Like you understood, right? But you're barely fresh out. You know, so what she's asking you is like, hey, love, like, show me love, like, give me love. And you're like,
huh?
What kind of love?
Homie, like, grab him in the visa, like, what's up, homie?
Yeah.
You know? Much love, homie.
Yeah.
I love you, homie. We're going to die, homie. That kind of, like,
That's the only one you knew.
That's the only one that I knew. Like, grab him like this with the hand up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the way the bikers do it, like, what's up, homie? Much love, homie. We're going to die together, homie. You know, like, I didn't understand it. You know?
There's no way. There's no way. You were, how long? I mean, how many years, bro? It was wild.
On that one, it was close to 7 years.
So imagine.
And then I got out, and she hit me with that. Man, I think like 5 days after I got out.
Golly.
4 days after I got out. Like, you know,
Yeah. But you know what? Much love and respect, man. Your sister waited, and you came through, bro.
yeah.
You came through. It did not delay, man. It did not delay. That love, that hug, that I love you, finally came through, bro. Finally came through.
And you know, the sad thing, bro, that person died like a dog, homie.
Mm-hmm.
You know, sometimes in life, homie, the unexpected hits you
Yeah.
when you least expect it. And God will take care of the rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you don't have to really get your hands involved, but you ain't supposed to. He'll take care of the rest. I just a lot of times I trip on that. And when you want to take care of yourself, you can't because he'll do it, you know?
True.
And that's it. I don't know where he's buried. I don't know who, what, when, where. I have no clue. I don't speak to his family, you know what I mean? I see him once in a blue moon, you know, and his son got gunned down también. I didn't even go to their funeral, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you know, you could only do so much, homie.
Yeah.
You could only help out so much. If they don't want the help, they don't want the assistance, and what can you do, homie? You know? You could only do so much, homie.
Correct.
You know, and I just tell my sister, you know, if you want to bounce, let's bounce. Let's go. You know, and it just gets hard on me. But that is my sister. You know, sea lo que sea, that is my sister. That's my blood.
Yep.
Look out as much as I can. But nobody can tell me otherwise. You know? That's family. But what's up, homie? Can I get a hug, dog?
Oh, man, let me have a hug, bro. And I love you, brother. Hey, man, hey, now that you guys are all in it, bro, we've been on a roller coaster here, man. I want to give a shout out to the people on YouTube. On the YouTube, bro, YouTube's off the hook. Hey, YouTube has been pretty quiet, bro. There's people listening, but they're pretty quiet, bro.
They want to hear violence. They want to hear the yarda.
The yarda style, right? But
YouTube wants to hear about talking about another man, homie. They want me to pull out a video. Let's break down that video.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, man. No, for the most part, man. Hey, listen, if you're on YouTube and you guys want to call in, there's actually a phone number. And if you guys are on Facebook too, you guys can call in directly, man. We want to hear your voice. It's not just about Anthony and me, man, having this discussion out in the world. I love hearing these stories, man. Anthony has so many, man. In the beginning, bro, it was like a roller coaster. Like I said, man, we were crying. I was right here. He was crying. I was like with the tear eye. I'm like, man. Because, you know, you get to see somebody's heart, you know what I mean? And this is somebody that's telling you how he's feeling, how he's, you know, and now not only that, took you through the other roller coaster with his sister. And so, bro, but at the end, we want to hear from you. We want to know where you're calling us from. You want to participate. You want to tell us a story, you know, something similar. Call us, man. The number to call is 714-464-0747. Directly, you'll be plugged in directly here, and you'll be able to hear Anthony, hear us, and have a little discussion. All right.
Pedro said, I missed that opportunity with my sister. We were at odds for various reasons. Excuse me. I drove by one day as she was standing on the corner. Excuse me. The next day, she jumped in front of a train.
Golly, bro.
Pedro the Engraver. You know,
God, Pedro, what can we tell Pedro, bro?
You know, Pedro, sometimes it's our pride. Sometimes it's our pride where it like really holds us back from really making some moves. And we learn from that. You know, it's not going to be you that's have to give an account to be in front of the Lord like that. Behind what took place, homie. But as you speak on that, bro, I know you run with that. And any opportunity that comes in your life, you jump on that. See, sometimes God will put people in front of your path in situations will remind you the do's and the don'ts, brother. See, because that tragedy, death, was not in vain, Pedro. It was not in vain, dog. Trust me, it was not in vain. You learn from that. And you teach your family members that. See, the emotion in the situation that she was in at that time, you've been there. I've been there. Feel me? You've been there. We've all been there. But it's up to us how we're going to deal with that matter. It's up to us whether we're going to pull through or we ain't. Or we call it quits. That don't mean that that person ends up in hell, because me and you ain't got to determine who ends up in hell and who doesn't. Imagine if we were God and we would automatically have that push button. We'll be like Galaxy. That video game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him. I don't care. Him. Her.
Mm-hmm.
But thank God there is a God that deals with that.
Yeah.
There's no purgatory. There's none of that, homie. All her spirits in limbo. There's none of that, homie. A blink of an eye says you're automatically there with him. I bet you she was there stating her case.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you as soon as it happened, she regretted everything.
Yeah.
I know she did. That's going into the beyond that we haven't. Even if we overdose, she still got closer to God than all of us. But it wasn't in vain. I pray for her and pray for her salvation, but to the nitty-gritty is between her and God.
Mm-hmm.
But he'll make an example out of that. Very deep down in your heart, in your spirit. To speak. Open up. You know how I know that? You mentioned it here on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
That's deep, homie.
Yeah.
As you speak, this story goes out, homie. They're going to know about it. To open up. But it's not in vain. It's not in vain, homie. May she rest in peace. What was her name, homie? Pedro, what was her name, carnal? How does she look? She must have been firme. Firme gente.
Yep.
Gone through her ups and downs. She said he's seen her in the corner. He said he's seen her in the corner. You know that corner, homie? You been in that corner before? Where you're fighting with the demons and you're fighting with yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And you try to get a little light and understanding from God, but yet God seems so far away. And you try to resolve it yourself. And the more that you resolve it, you try to resolve it, it just keeps on breaking you down. And it torments your mind more and more.
Mm-hmm.
She might have looked beautiful. I'm pretty sure she did, homie. But her insides was horrible. What she was going through. Never underestimate somebody like that. Just because the outside is good, the inside might be all jacked up. Pedro said it changed my life. I've used it to be a better man.
Mm-hmm.
What was her name, Pedro? That corner. That corner spot. Wow, that's deep.
Ah, heavy.
Pedro took it.
Yeah, he did.
Pedro took it. See, stuff like that, homie. Stuff like that is what this show's all about, homes. Real true stuff, dog. Ain't no Hollywood here, homie.
That's right. You might see the cameras, but no Hollywood, bro. Mm.
Hey, Pedro, ¿cómo se llamaba, homie?
Yeah.
It's okay. Type it out.
Yeah. Wow.
Right, my brother?
100%.
Type it out. Let her name go down in history.
Let her be free.
Ooh. Let it be free, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Wow,
Marlene says you never know what people are going through.
100%, Marlene.
Faith, hope, love. She says truth. Everybody's logging in. What's up, homie?
Bring it in.
What's up with everybody?
Whew.
We got people on YouTube, the YouTube yada. We got, man, we're getting some crazy stories in here.
Oh,
homie.
man. Where you guys been?
Wow.
Golly, man. We took this deep, bro. Acapella, look. An hour and 30 minutes. Acapella, bro. It's all from the heart. All for the
But
heart,
you
man.
just never know what people are going through. Oh, her name was Nina Hernandez.
R.I.P., man.
Nina Hernandez. Thank you, Pedro. Pedro lives far. Pedro the Engraver lives far. I do know that. But he's here with this story.
Mm-hmm.
With his sister's story.
Yep.
Beautiful person.
Yeah.
May she rest in peace. She's now in heaven. She's now with the Lord. And we learned something from that.
That's right.
It's not in vain. Don't ever think it's in vain, Pedro. That's deep, huh?
Heavy duty, man.
Nina Hernandez.
Heavy duty, bro. You're and look, man, it takes, you know what, bro? It takes guts, bro. It takes guts to be able to speak on something like that, right? I mean, you speaking about your sister, Pedro speaking about his sister, bro. I'm telling you, it's something that, you know, that it's commended. You know, this is for big boy show. You know what I mean? Like for you just to be able to open up in the airways, right? And you're talking about in a social media platform, to be able to express, you know, something from the heart, just like that. It just shows you the vulnerability of humanity, not only the love, you know what I mean, that you had and that you continue to have for one another as family members, man. It's deep. There's a lot of people out there can relate, can see this like an opportunity to say, man, you know what Anthony's talking about, I don't want to go through that, man. Tomorrow I want to make peace. Tonight, after this show, I want to go and make peace with my sibling, my loved one, my brother, my sister.
Pedro said,
you know,
he said he's seen her in the corner.
Mm.
You know, dog, I think to me, the part that catches me is he said he's seen her in the corner. That's the time where don't know what they're going through, homie. You know?
It's a crossroad, bro.
That's deep, homie.
Which way to turn?
She might be heading one direction.
Yeah.
She might have been pushing the button, but it's in the corner.
Yeah.
¿A dónde voy? ¿A dónde va esa persona?
Yeah.
You know? What was the name? Nina Hernandez?
Nina Hernandez.
Wow.
Nina Hernandez.
Stay down, Pedro. Heck yeah, homie. That's a firme right there, dog. That's firme. Thank you, Pedro. You're far away, but you're here.
That's right.
The name was brought down. That's firme. I appreciate it, Pedro. Man, that fool made my night, dog.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
Yep.
Iron sharpens iron, homie. You know? Iron sharpens iron.
That's right.
And you never know what people are going through, you know? Everybody's saying rest in peace.
Yeah.
He said she left 2 kids behind. I moved into a house a block away, hoping to run into them someday.
Wow.
That's deep, homie.
That's right, man.
Hey, you know, these are crazy stories, Alfred, man. Hey, dog, you know, where I'd rather be kicking back, watching the computer. Yeah, but we got to be here.
Yeah, man.
We got to be here.
This is what it's all about, man.
We got to be here, dog. We don't get paid for this. We got to be here. Oh, what do you mean you don't get paid for YouTube, man? Man, I don't want to hear none of that stuff. The pay comes from the man upstairs,
That's
dog.
right.
I don't sit here and try to delegate the finances with the social media and all that. Man, pura papas, homie. I don't care, dog. You know, he'll take care of me some way, somehow, homie.
He always does.
He always does. Right now, I'm super broke. You know, it's all invested in all what's taking place right now, and nobody's going out, nobody's spending. I'm taking a hit, bro. You know, but hey, Holmes, he'll pay me.
God is good, man.
And we got to come out here and do the shows, you know.
Yeah. And touch the people, man. And let people touch with their stories too, man.
I bet Mike Laundry said, Pedro the Engraver, I lost my brother recently too, and it has changed my life and made me a better man also.
That's right, man.
That's
what I'm talking
deep.
about, bro.
That's deep, homie. That's deep, dog. You know? That's why when that person brought up a deceased person to get it in the mix
Mm-hmm.
to prove their point, you're bringing up dead people for no reason. Let them rest in peace. You know? On this case, that name there that he just mentioned,
Nina Hernandez.
God gets the glory.
Yep.
God gets the glory. You know? But when you try to prove a point with somebody that's deceased, like a homie, let them rest in peace. Homie, what's wrong with you? You know? Get away from them people. Back out. Learn from Pedro. Learn from Mikey. Learn from the people that been through some situations.
That's right.
So they could explain to you and break it down to you. This is how I did it, homie. This is what I went through, and this is how I'm good. I got out of it. Because try to find yourself your way out of situations like that, homie, sometimes you never come back out. Sometimes you stay there. Sometimes you grasp into those things and you hold on tight. When God is telling you, let go.
Let go.
I took them already. It's over with. Ya estufas. It's done. The begin and the end and what it was in the middle, I'll deal with.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Let the healing begin.
Yeah, exactly, Alfred. Let the healing begin. Hear yourself. It's okay. Let it go. You know? You're mourning for a person all these years. Be like that person on Facebook where the daughter got murdered by the boyfriend like 30 years ago. Mm-hmm. And grabs her face and puts it and clips it on Photoshop into a person's body or a family or does this. And it's like, wow. Picture after picture after picture. I can't let her go. I can't let her go. But yet God took her. And she never got to live a life. Mm-hmm. Because she got stuck on mourning over her daughter. Oh, you don't know how it is, Anthony. Oh, I know how it is. My son got murdered. Mm-hmm. And they grant him parole. After all these years. Do I go back? Do I go backwards? Or do I pursue it in life? He ruined my life once, he'll ruin it again. Who am I? Who am I to go back and go try to have vengeance in my hand? Long as he's not near me, he's living his life, he's gone, I'm okay. Got 3 other beautiful kids I'm taking care of. I'm like Job. He's replaced it and some and more and greater things. Mm-hmm. But it reminds me of the homeboys. Like Job's wife. Curse God and die. What? Mm-hmm. Go handle business and then you still gonna die? Yeah, go handle business. What if I just have faith and leave it in his hands? Mm-hmm. Will I be okay? I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know how to go about it. I know how to do the other Hale. Mm-hmm. Vengeance, I know how to do that. Oh, that's easy. That's not a problem. But to live life and to do right and to let it go. So I know what it is. Mm-hmm. I know the feeling. Took me 30 years, Alfred. 30 years, homie, to visit the gravesite of my son. 30 years. Long time, huh?
Wow, yeah.
30 years. Finally get a little peace of mind. You know? You know, when you gone through so much stuff, Alfred, ups and downs and setbacks and people and experience and this papaya, you learn a lot, homie. You take a lot of time out and you analyze everything for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
You pause. And when you don't understand it, you break it down to God. Hey, God, what about this? And he don't answer you. Hey, God, what about this? What about that? He don't answer you. Hey, God, what about this? Hey, what about that? And finally, when he does, you don't think they're praying about the same thing about you?
That's true.
Huh?
That's so true.
You don't think they're praying the same thing about you? Sit down and think. All right? And I'll wake up and he'll break things down to me. Like, oh, okay, what is it? What do you want? You know, they just give me a little sign, explain something to me, you know? You start breaking some things down. But when you've gone through some stuff, start analyzing things different. Because you're so used to, shut up, fool, let's go handle it. Let's go take care of get down and that's it. Mm-hmm. Throw some $1,000 and busted lips, whatever. Busted nose. And get it over with. You know? And now it's different.
It's the easy way. That is the easiest way, man.
Now we deal with it.
Yeah.
Now when you've gone through some stuff, you analyze everything from head to toe.
Golly, man.
Right?
Yeah, bro. What you're saying, bro, what you're speaking about is truth, man. The easy way is to do exactly what you mentioned, man. The hardest way is the one that you battle in the mind. That's the one the hardest because, you know, again, you sometimes cannot control the mind, you know? And the battle sometimes it starts in the mind, you know? And no matter, I mean, think about it. 30 years it took you to go see your son's grave. Yeah. 30 years. I'm just thinking, Anthony, what were you thinking in those 30 years, bro? What was going through your mind? I mean, think about it. What was happening? Like in your mind, the battle in your mind, bro. I'm just trying to figure 30 years.
You want to hear something crazy?
Bro, go for it.
His uncle, my baby's mom's brother, was incarcerated with me. And he said, what would you do when we will see this vato in the yarda? I said, nobody touches him. I'm going to slice his, I'm going to take out his eyeballs. And I'm going to, like, what? Yeah. Why? Because he was the last one to see him alive. Like, that's how much anger and bitterness I had in my life. I was full of poison. Like, you for real, Zachary. And if you get involved, homie, it's on, you know? See, because in that lifestyle, it's an eye for an eye, homie. Vengeance are for reals. Paybacks are for reals. When you live that lifestyle, when you're incarcerated and you live by those rules, homie, it's just to self-destruct. No matter how he did it, who he did it with, or what, when, where, self-destruct, homie. Mm-hmm. See, prison doesn't teach you nothing, homie. It teaches you how to be a better criminal. You become more racist and full of envy, strife, and anger and bitterness when you come out of prison. You do. I was doing counterfeits in there. I learned how to cook methamphetamine through there. They teach you everything. There's criminals are so smart in there, bro. They're so smart. Oh, if they're smart, why'd they get caught? They got caught because they couldn't find themselves. But that don't mean that they lack intelligence. The book smart that they are. You bump into so many people. But it's up to you whether or not you take this bad boy and you run with it. Because if you don't, then that poison stays with you. That anger, that bitterness just grows more and more and more and more. And you want to drag people to hell with you. Everybody's going to go with me. I don't care. They're going to go with me. You know? That anger that I had, it was eating me up. I finally had to start to letting it go little by little. I had to let it go. And I would fight with God. In prison, I was still running amok. When I got out, I had to understand to let go. No more fighting. No more bitterness. No more living that lifestyle. No more partying. No more rayas. No more pisto. No more this. No more that. No more. I had to let go. I had to put it all in the altar. And I would walk into church like this, Alfred. And I was healthy, homie. I'm not going to lie. I'm fat now, but I was healthy. Little yolk, little cut up, homie. Walk in all into the church. And one day I went up to the pulpit area. When they pushed me, they're like, come on, just get a prayer. And it broke me. God goes, open up your hands, little vato. Open up your hands. For what? Open up my hands for what? And I'm like, how are you going to disrespect the Holy Spirit like that? Like, huh? How are you going to do that to God? How are you going to come out on parole, all tat down and all that? How are you going to do that? Open up your hands. For the Holy Spirit is here. And he grabbed my hands and he slapped them. Bah! Like that, Alfred.
Golly.
Like that. That's no lie. He grabbed my hands, he went like this, and he goes, you disrespect him? The Holy Spirit is here. And then he slapped my hands, dog, like, bah! And I looked at him and I'm like, whoa. Then tears started running down my eye. So, wow. This little crazy about the butch, you know he had already been to the joint. I'm not going to ask him. He's all tatted down and all this. And that's his business, homie. I don't care what yard he was in, what level 10s he was at, or dropout or not, or whatever the case might be, tecato or not. That's none of my darn business, homie. I was just trying to get right in my mind. Mm-hmm. But see, he knew the formula. He knew the secret. Mm-hmm. He knew the path. He knew what I needed to leave there.
Yeah.
He knew it because he was once in that shoe. He was once there. And I ain't lying, Alfred. When he slapped my hands there, I was able to breathe. I felt good. I felt blessed. I felt like a new start. I felt like a new white piece of paper. Where do I go? How do I even begin? Where do I start? Mm-hmm. What is my life going to be now? How do I go about it? Where do I go? Who do I meet? Who do I see? Who do I speak to? It was brand new, Alfred. And I started. That was probably like a week and a half, like 10 days after I got out. You know? I'm cool now. I'm all right. I ain't yoked no more. I'm healthy. No more sopas for me. Chile rellenos with chilaquiles, homie. Heck yeah, I'm hungry, dog. I don't starve no more. I don't leave my bread up there and a little pack of peanut butter for the nighttime and eat it because I'm so hungry. Nah, I'm feeding, man. I go to sleep good now. I'm okay. Things are not perfect, but they're better off than what they were.
That's right.
I'm okay. And I don't got no anger like that no more.
That's right.
I don't got no bitterness. I let that behind. So is there hard times? Yeah. Do I know what it is to lose a child? Yeah. It's okay. He gave me more and some. Now that the kids are older and they give me hell, whatever, they'll tell me, Alfred, they'll tell me, well, you did ask for this. You did ask for kids, Dad. You know, you told us that you asked
That's
God
right.
for all that. So, you know, I'm like, cállense mocosos.
That's right. That's true.
But I know the difference now.
Yeah.
What a trip, huh?
That's wild, man.
Man, we're getting deep, huh?
This is deep, bro. This is somebody's got to hear this, man. Somebody's out there that needed to hear this, and you know, this is real stories, bro. What you're mentioning, man. These are things that are happening, that happen, and people are responding to it because, you know, look, you saw Pedro in the engraver, Mikey. We have people that are still responding. They're listening. They're paying attention to what's going on, the conversation, the convos that's going on here. They're deep because the reality is people, this is real. People are suffering with this stuff, man. The battle of the mind is something that is, golly, only if you knew, man.
It's hard.
Only if you knew.
Trying to battle that. Try to battle the demons.
That is the toughest right there.
Try to battle schizophrenia,
Yeah.
insanity,
Yeah.
all the emotions running at one time.
Yeah.
Man, brother, it's like, it was hard.
I bet.
I'll never want to go back to that ever in my whole life. And, you know, if I ever do, which I don't, I know I won't, but I will do like I did before and just run to him.
Yeah.
You know? Because trying to battle the things and you're trying to figure them out in your own mind is going to drive you insane. Open up. It says, seek the elders.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Open up, man. Oh, well, I won't open up because of this, that. See, you already judging him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's going to go off and tell this and tell that. That's better. What do you mean that's better? You have more people to help you out.
Yeah.
And then people ain't nobody to judge you.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean, Anthony? Yeah. You rather sit there and let the devil play with your mind than to open up to a person, even though he might gossip this and that. But out of that whole pack, 3 or 4 might come and reach out to you and speak to you.
Yeah.
And get you out of your rut.
Mm-hmm.
Than to sit there and entertain it and let the devil entertain your mind to corrupt it and break it.
Yeah.
For you to give up. See, I'd rather have a persons
Mm-hmm.
point at me. But while somebody's pointing, somebody's looking, and he's going to come and talk to me, than to sit there and stay quiet and let the devil play with my mind.
That's true.
I'll take that any day over the devil just to play with my mind. So what if that person's a gossiper? And you got to understand that that person you're confiding in, he's nowhere near perfect, just like you are.
Mm-hmm.
We all have defects. But somebody around his crew is going to know about you. He's going to reach out to you. And that's what happens a lot of times. They don't want to open up to people.
Mm.
Oh, because they're going to talk about me. Wait a minute. You are different.
Mm-hmm.
You're defected too, right? So is that person. What makes you think that person is perfect?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. True.
Sit there or let the devil entertain your mind on me. You call it. That's deep.
Your choice. The truth is your choice. You know, do you want the devil to entertain it? Or do you want people that are potentially can give you advice? Knowing that these people are potentially not perfect. I mean, come on, because nobody's perfect at the end of the day. You know, we're all flawed, but listen, we're all working together to strive to, you know, to be better, right? It's like you said, iron sharpens iron, you know? And sometimes, I'm telling you, it's tough, but I'd rather entertain that idea knowing that, hey, other people can come and give me their 5 cents and help me out instead of, you know, the one that already has condemned you, which is the devil. And he's condemning you in the mind, and he's telling you
that you ain't worthy.
That, you know,
Take your life.
Exactly. Take your life, you know? Or you, come on. He knows the plan that God has. I mean, God has a plan for you, but he knows it exactly. He wants to destroy it. You know what I mean? Hey, but here you are entertaining it with them.
Hey, be like me. You're going to get crazy little cholo. All veteranos can slap your hands.
Yeah.
Like, huh? Scooby-Doo. Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I could just picture you like getting ready like this, but then you're like, no, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, he grabbed my hands and he slapped them.
Boom, and you're like, what the heck is it?
Holy Spirit's here. Don't disrespect them. Like if we were in the yarda.
Golly.
Like if we were in the yard, homie. I want my tank top full of tattoos, my cutout shorts, homie. I didn't have no clothes. I didn't, bro. I didn't go back to the neighborhood. I didn't. You know, I didn't.
Picture that, man.
You know, I had cut off shorts, white tube socks, and the tank top at church. All full of tattoos sitting in the back. Hey, don't bug me. Don't ask for nothing. I don't know who, what, when, where. And I would just sit there and stay quiet.
Just taking it all in, man.
Yeah. So when he slapped my hand, like, all in the yard. Bring your hands out like this, man. This is how you pray. This is the Holy Spirit's here. What's wrong with you? You know, like.
God was, man.
Look at here, your little 10. Look at here, your little level 10 ex-tecato looking fool. You know, what's wrong with you, homie? You know, but it was true, dog. You know, yeah. I felt better after that. You know,
he took a risk, man. He took a risk, brother.
Faith, Hope, and Love. She said, I didn't really get to read it, but we're gonna get to her next time. I think it talked about her son dying in her arms. You know,
golly,
that's hard.
Yeah, man.
That's deep,
man, bro. I mean, everybody on that Facebook, bro, they have a story to tell, man. They have a story to tell. Get ready, man. When we go live, get ready, man. We want this, you know, we want to take advantage of this, you know, this stream to be able to expose some of this stuff so people can learn, man.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's crazy. All right, boys. I think that concludes today's show. What do you think? What time is it?
It's 9 o'clock.
That's it, because at 9 something, the fireworks start.
Fireworks over here, yep.
Hey, did you guys have fireworks here 4th of July too?
We sure did. Yep. It's
and the next day? And the next day?
And the next day. I
For
think right
summer?
now. Yep, we've had it already every day, every night here at 9:30.
You guys don't go out no more? Nobody goes out, huh?
No, bro.
I hear it's boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, all you hear is the fireworks. The neighbors around here, you know, you just hear a couple of them that did the, you know, the fireworks here and there, but it's not like it used to, bro.
Some of the booths were empty on the fourth the firework booths.
Yeah.
I mean, they were full.
Yeah.
They were full, and a lot of people didn't celebrate. And
I wonder if there's a stat somewhere where we can see how was the sales. I don't think they'll bring it up.
The sales wasn't that much, bro. You know, everybody's going through. You know,
of course, man. I mean, think about it: the inflation, the money. You know, lack of finances here and there. I mean, people really do. Do I really have money to spend $300 on fireworks right now? Can't afford it, bro.
Some people spend about $1,000, $2,000.
I can't, bro. I can't.
And then Norwalk had, I believe, from what I heard, there was 5
fires.
No, 5 drones.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
is it illegal in Norwalk?
Yeah, no. Well, it's illegal to do for the illegal ones.
The illegal ones, the M80s, right? They call them the M8. Those loud ones, bro. I mean, come on, but people.
Quarter sticks, half a sticks,
golly,
and those
bro.
are.
I seen this guy showed a picture on one of the groups, and he says, "I'm ready," and he saw big old dynamite, bro. I'm like, what are you gonna do with that, bro? Blow up a house? I mean, he had an M80, which is about this big. And then he had a dynamite stick like this big. He says, I'm ready to go. And I'm like, bro, what are you going to do with that thing, bro?
Those things are powerful. Some of those fireworks, dog, are like half a stick, like a quarter stick of dynamite.
God,
yeah, that's too strong, dog. Like what?
That's super loud, man. I mean, here, I heard them. The M80s, I think the little ones, I hear them, and all the cars, the alarms go off.
Yeah.
So that to me, that tells me, that's pretty loud.
Anything above 3 inches on the barrel, those are loud, homie.
Super loud.
Those are loud. There's 4 inches, 5 inches, 6 inches, 7, 8 inches. Those are the cannons, bro.
Right.
Those
are.
And some people have them out there, like, oh man.
Like
yesterday, I think at night, I thought it blew up like on the floor.
Yeah.
I was just like, man, I hope that fool didn't blow up his arm.
Well, somebody, I heard, I was actually looking at the news, and somebody, I think a rapper, blew up his hand. He blew up his hand holding up the fireworks. Yeah. I'm going to look it
rapper?
up. Yeah, it's a rapper. Who was it?
He could rap about his.
Well, now it is.
His hand.
Well, now he is. Let me see.
He could rap about the rap that he wrapped around his arm.
Yeah, true.
Kim Manso's dog. Like, you don't, you light those things up. You just, but to each his own, Hey, what's up, Robert? What's up, Peepas? We ready for October, homie?
Rapper for Extra, that's his name. Rapper for Extra reportedly blew off his part of his hand during a firework incident. He previously posted a video of himself holding a firework while making threatening claims in camera. Golly, here it is. Here's a picture. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, hold on, bear with me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he went. I mean, I think he showed a video of it too.
He lost his hand.
Yeah, he lost his hand. So this gentleman here, rapper for Extra, loses 2 fingers and a gruesome firework display. So I guess he's showing his. Golly, man.
That's dumb, bro. Anyways, today, that concludes today's show, right, Alfred?
Yes, sir. Concludes it.
Saturday in Hawaiian Gardens. We're going to be doing a show out there. I'm going to go live también and TikTok. It's been going good.
Yeah, good.
On TikTok, it's been going good.
How's TikTok? I mean, I heard it's
right. I hit.
How many did you hit?
500, 1,100, 1,000.
Okay.
And then it went down to 500.
Okay.
Viewers at one time, and then when you hang up, it's by the thousands.
Wow, golly, man.
But it was pretty good. I mean, those TikToks are pretty feeding me. So I'm more on TikTok, some on Facebook. But what's up, Teresa? What's up, Hobby? What's up with you fools, huh? Hope you're doing good, Teresa. That you heal fast. Everybody on here, much love and respects to YouTube and to Facebook, and check out there. Everything's gonna be okay, And if you feel a little offended for what I said, hey.
No, I don't think no one's offended, man. I think
dispensa, but it is what it is, and much love and respects to everybody.
That's right.
And to Nina
Hernandez, man. And Mikey's brother, I believe. Mikey's brother
and Faith, Hope, and Love, her son.
Her son. Soon to come, man. That's a wonderful story to hear.
It's a good story, man. All right, boys. Hey, close us off, homie.
Yes, sir. Hey, listen, now that we're talking about this, because every time, I think for the most part, we are learning something new, right? We were talking about, I wanted to tell you guys briefly about spiritual warfare. When you hear about spiritual warfare, listen, it's not just about a movie, right? It sounds, when you hear spiritual warfare, it actually brings some sort of signaling to a movie, right? A character or something. But to be honest with you, it is not that, man. The battle, the spiritual warfare is actually considered a battle in the mind. It is important to understand that this battle comes in. Jesus said it himself. He says, the father of lies. He was actually telling us, he was giving us a prelude who the father of lies. That's Satan, right? And he says the warfare that happens, it happens in our mind. It goes in there. But guess who's triggering it? The father of lies. He's the one who's out there, just like John 8:44 talks about that. If you guys want to go into your Bibles, do it at your own time. Because as Anthony says, we're not Bible thumpers, but on John 8:44, it talks to you with Jesus claiming himself who he was. He's the father of lies. He comes in to disrupt, to bring in these ideas, these ideologies, these things that are happening in your mind. So therefore, you got to be ready. The good thing about it is the Bible is very clear in regards to how to combat these battles in the mind. It actually talks in Romans chapter 8:4. It talks that we actually have an armor that's prepared for us. That whenever we encounter these attacks in the mind, God gave us in his perfect wisdom, provided us with an armor to be able to combat these battles. Right? He talks about the shield of faith. He talks about the armor of what? The belt of the word. You know what I mean? I mean, the sword of the word. I'm sorry. But it goes into detail that God provided us an armor. So you're not alone. Every time you go into these battles and you think that you're battling these things on your own, you're not. God is there with you, man. I pray that every time that when you get bombarded with the lies, right? Because the father of the lies, who is Satan, wants to keep you chained up. But God himself, he was in his own way, he provided us with armors to be able to combat this. Remember, every time you encounter these situations, these issues, when you feel that you're alone, that nobody's listening to you, just gravitate to the Bible, man. Read it. It shows us that, he's clear about the correct path for us. He wants you to never be chained up and locked up in your mind, because he understands that the enemy uses this to keep you chained up. So remember, every time you go into these situations, come back to the Bible. Read what it says in Romans chapter 8 and Romans chapter 8:11, where it talks about the armor. What armor? Read about it so you guys can be prepared. So whenever you feel that you're alone and you're battling these things in the mind, boom, come back to the Bible and say, okay, what does it talk about this? And start reading it to yourself so you can find and cover yourself with the armor of the Lord. Remember, God loves you. He knows that he knows that sometimes the enemy will play tricks on you, but staying firm. And remember that the Bible is the greatest instruction manuals to be able to receive things when you encounter these issues, man. God bless you this week. Remember, you're not alone, all right?
That's right. That's the homeboy Alfred. Much love and respects to everybody. I had to turn the Facebook and
yeah.
I'll see you guys on Saturday.
That's right. Saturday, man. It's going to be off the hook.
Right behind the casino. So if you know the Hawaiian Gardens Casino, it's going to be right behind there at a high school.
Nice.
School, I think.
All right,
pues. Much love and respects to Facebook, to YouTube. Thank you, YouTube. You guys have been steady with me. I appreciate it. I thank you for hanging on, and I appreciate that you guys follow me on YouTube. And this ain't a YouTube yarda where we talk about other men and we break down a video or discussion about this, vato, that, vato. He should have done that. You gotta shank him in the neck, homie. Nah, we don't do none of that, homie. We're grown men, homie. Much love and respect. I'll see you, vatos.
Take care, everyone.